Good day, guys, and welcome to the first impressions of the BQEYZ Winter. So, for the overall tonality, it fits its namesake. It has a very neutral or cold tonality without sacrificing the richness of the mid-range. It is an absolute technical and detail monster. It dissects every song you throw at it at the most resolution and clarity due to how the bone conduction works. So, for a background, the bone conduction implementation is truly innovative, yet works stealthily in comparison to other gears sharing the same technology, such as shocks, headphones, or the Eco ITG01 or others. It's one of the IEMs that comes absolutely close to my preferred sound signature. Most especially how the treble extends so much in the extreme areas for copious amounts of air. How much I praise the treble might also be a point of contention for others. So most especially those who are treble sensitive. So I'll discuss more on that later. So the winter really sounds like the culmination of the various comments and opinions that were put forward by reviewers and buyers in the previous season's releases, such as the summer, spring, and autumn. Graphs for the winter is also to be taken as less than a grain of salt, especially in the higher ranges, as bone conduction drivers can't be accurately tested in those couplers. So BQEYZ produces yet another absolute winner of a release. A sure top 3 or serious contender in its price range, can even fight with those in the higher ranges. So for the bass, contrary to other bone conduction tech in the industry, the driver in the winter does not work in the bass frequencies. It offers a different flavor of bass than the previous recent 2 releases, such as the Autumn and the Topaz, by focusing more on an incredibly extended sub-bass response. So if you look at the box, which I'll be showing up here, so the response starts at a whopping 5 hertz. So you're assured that sub-bass extension is really well defined in this one, and it has also a lighter mid-bass punch. As you saw from the response range, it rumbles for days, yet every bass hit attacks and decays fast. Despite of this, mid-bass isn't left out, as there is still a perceivable punch to songs when they need it, but it's clearly not the focus here when it comes to overall bass presentation. So overall, the winter is one of the best bass responses that I've heard in my entire collection. Everything is just tastefully done without being too obnoxious or being too audiophile, through following what's hip in the market. So for the mid-range, it's a very neutral and very plateaued presentation. It isn't overly rich or obnoxiously thin like most releases nowadays. It strikes a good balance between having ample body to both instruments and vocals without losing headroom for layering and harmonies to shine further. It does not prefer or nor have a bias between male or female vocals, so it's also applicable to both higher and lower pitch instruments. Both are rendered in a balanced and an unencumbered way. Even though it definitely has a nicer mid-range than most IEMs, some people might miss the thicker or richer mid-range response of some of its peers, like the C Audio Bravery, Bravery 2, or the AudioSense DT300, or others. When compared to its previous release, also the Topaz, the winter is definitely a leaner experience, but in return gives out a tonality that isn't very far away from what modern Chi-Fi releases sound like, which are the Harman targeted IEMs, without its caveats of sacrificing important points in the mid-range. So it strikes a beautiful balance between being irrelevant in the modern industry while having its own twist to it. So for the treble, the main strength and selling point of the winter, it's definitely the treble frequency. This is the region where the bone conduction drivers kick in, which is an incredibly niche and unique implementation on its own against all IEMs in the market, which usually implements it in the bass region. Subtle vibrations can really be picked up. So in critical listening sessions. So it really does its job by really kicking in the treble section, especially in brighter mixed songs. It has the innate capability to excellently perform in both the treble body, which is treble swish, cymbal swish, and all that, and shimmer, so guitar pick attacks, snare ghost notes, cymbal shine, due to the capabilities of the bone conduction driver. So the bone conduction driver also basically allows for an indulgent amount of treble extension that begs to be heard to be believed. So if you have a near audio store that allows for a test unit of the BQEYZ Winter, so I really suggest for you all to try it out. So you can make sense of what I'm saying about the treble, because it really can't be translated into words when it comes to how good it is. So I believe that I have reached my end game in the Winter when it comes to treble presentation. I cannot believe how good it is for my subjective preferences, so take note on that subjectiveness of this statement. Although it's perfect for me, some people can find some discomfort in how it's presented, especially those who are really treble sensitive. So for the soundstage and imaging, soundstage is also included in the region where the bone conduction driver does wonders. As the incredible amount of air that it provides, it really gives an improvement upon the signature cavernous soundstage that BQEYZ is known for their products. Imaging is positively affected by the incredible soundstage. The neutral signature of the Winter complements the instruments in terms of having more than ample room to work with in the sonic image of every song. So that's my impressions of the BQEYZ Winter. So I hope you all liked it, and please do stay tuned for the full review of this IEM over at my Facebook and Head5 profile. So yeah. That's all, and hope you have a good day, and Goji out.